Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Draft to Glory with the Kansas City Royals. And before we get into this at all, I want to own up to a mistake that I made. And the mistake I made came from just playing so much of this game that I just went on autopilot and didn't realize what I had done wrong until it was called out on a couple of instances. So I want to thank a couple of the commenters who pointed out my mistakes. I accidentally used the waiver wire, and I don't know why I did that. Ultimately, it didn't help us, or, well, probably didn't help us, really, given we still ended up in last place. But I just released Raquelbin de Castro, who we claimed off of waivers at the beginning of 2027, and Terrell Tatum, who we claimed off of waivers 2 years ago. I don't know why. Again, I just sort of I'm on autopilot and I just don't even realize what I'm doing. So I went through and I looked at everybody else, made sure there was no one else, but those were the two big ones. So those have been waived and we are ready to go. It's been a while since I played. It's been probably 2 weeks since I've done a Draft Glory video. But it's off season, so we're gonna sim up to the Rule 5. And I think that's all we have to do, right? Just get up to the roof. Oh, we got to do arbitration. I haven't done arbitration or anything yet. Nope, I have not done arbitration or anything yet. All right, so Lane Henderson. I don't know that. I mean, we don't have any money. Oh, come on. So I'm gonna try to save every penny I can here. He's not popular. I think we don't need Kowar anymore, given our rotation. Zapuki, he's very popular, but I think we're going to let him go. Bauman is popular, but he's terrible. I think we're going to let him go. And we can replace these guys in the Rule 5 if we need to. Jose Ferrer, he wants 3.6. He's not interested in discussing. Josh Fleming wants 1.4, so we'll give him 1, 3, 2, 5. Oh, I'm in commissioner mode because I went in and released those players. So let's get out of commissioner mode. Pasquantino wants 7. Let's give him 650. 670. That'll do it. Nick Prado wants 6.8. So what, 6.5? 6.6. 6.6 gets it done. Got Mikhail Garcia. I gotta shut the audio off here. Garcia's bad, but we need the infield. I guess he's not. I mean, he's league average with the bat, I guess. So that's fine. 2.6, 2.4, 2.45. No, 2.5. Okay. Alrighty then. At least he's happy. He likes being a member of the Royals organization. Jose Siri, we're going to bring him. He's not interested in discussing. Tyler Gentry. Bat's still not there, but may as well bring him back. It's only $1 million. But yes, excuse me, none of these players are interested in discussing. Excuse me, Farrah, we might get a fan interest bump if we can sign him, but that's about it. Isbell's going to be gone. We can't bring back Kyle Isbell. He wants $5 million. He's not happy, so we're going to lose him. Probably should have gone in and re-signed him, but you live, you learn. Let's go to the player list, upcoming free agents. Let's sign all of our minor league guys. So I'm not going to re-sign Isbell, but let's say we get to spring training and he hasn't been signed. Are we allowed to bring him back, or once they get to free agency, is that fair? Is that kind of the end of the line, so to speak? Let me know your thoughts, and we'll move on from Isbell here this offseason. But anyway, let's get up to I guess we'll just do the awards. Zimmerman, Collins. Negative 2.9 WAR in AAA. Oof. Okay. That's pretty bad. So, yeah, so all we have in the offseason is Rule 5. And then we get up to internationals. Oh, speaking of internationals, have I done anything here yet? I have. We got to run practice. All right, let's. And they all disappeared. Of course they did. All right, let's get up to the award ceremony. Zapuki's angry. He doesn't want to come back to us. It's fine. Pasquantino signs. Garcia signs. Prado signs. So we at least get a slight fan interest bump from Nick Prado. But it looks like that's probably going to be it. I think we were at, what, 50? 51. Yeah, I think last year we were at 52. See how high we can get with some fun Rule 5 shenanigans. Gold Glove winners. Nobody for the Royals. And we got reliever of the year, Devin Williams. No Royals there in the top 6. We got Platinum Stick. Bobby Witt wins the Platinum Stick at 3rd. He's been really good. The ratings aren't quite there, but he's been really good. So he just keeps performing for us. And we got him signed long term, so we don't have to worry about that. Who's Victor Diaz? Pitching coach for high A ball. Oh, do we have to sign pitching coaches? Do we have to sign coaches? We will shortly, but right now we don't. Is there a better scout out there? Is there a better scout out there these days? Nope. We'll stick with the guy we have right now until we land on a highly favored tools, guys. AJ Hinch, Rookie of the Year. Ryan Clifford. We had 3 and 4. Quaystad and Little. These guys off of the injured list. Carlos Rodon. Cy Young. Jared Jones for the Pirates. And your most valuable player. Aaron Judge. Bobby Witt finished 3rd. Let's go, Bobby Witt, finishing 3rd in the MVP. Arbitration. Interesting independent league player discovered. Rob Zakowski. I don't know about interesting. You say so. All right, let's see what happens with arbitration. All right, so we won with Gentry, we won with Ferrer, and we won with Siri. All right, cool. Now we'll look at free agency where we can't do anything. Oof. 70 movement, 80 control. Haven't been any great free agents, which is fine. I mean, it's fine for us. Noticing in Out of the Park 24, the game is doing a much better job of not allowing... I mean, the one exception is Shohei, right? The game, for whatever reason, just doesn't know how to value him as a two-way player, so he always ends up as a free agent. But you don't see as many big-time free agents anymore. You see a lot of teams signing their players. Okay, those are great offers, but I don't want either of them. I don't even want to look at them. She gets to the Rule 5 here momentarily, and we are at the Rule 5. All right, so anybody we need to add? We got 6 open spots on a Rule 5. I think we had Lucas. Not interested in Panzini. I don't think anybody's going to take him at 26. Aldrin Lucas. He's got a decent bat, but can't catch. I've already got one of those in the minors. Or in the majors, rather. Well, Zaccato, I can't imagine anybody takes him. And we'll see what's available, and then kind of make the decisions there. So we're at 51 right now. Yeah, revenue per game is up. That's good. Revenue per game is up. Well, potential revenue per game. So let's get into Rule 5. Let's draft on a position of a position of need first. Like, let's see if there's a shortstop. Kenichi Fukushima. I mean, he can't hit at all, but Goldner, he was somebody we looked at last year, I think. A Ty Goldner. I think we're going to take a shot at him. Yep. We're going to take a Ty Goldner to try to be our starting shortstop. And now let's look at some bats. Tony Blanco. Love that 75 power, but he's so far off. 21-year-old. Oh, there we go. Max Muncy. Yeah. Take Max Muncy to be our starting second baseman? For sure. Oh, I saw Marcos Torres and somebody took him. Looking for maybe a center fielder. Yasser Mercedes looks pretty good. Some good names in this Rule 5. Alright, let's go to pitchers now. Let's customize and add popularity. Extremely popular. I mean, Blake Rivera is pretty damn good, so we're going to take him. Ooh, Max Meyer. I'm going to take Max Meyer. There's that. What do we get for a fan interest bump there? I only want 53. Do we at 40? We're at 39. Okay, so we can take one more without having to make another... Without having to, without having to move anybody. We could take Plesac if we just want the fan interest bump. It's probably not the worst idea in the world. Fan interest is amazing. That takes us from a 52 to a 62. Yep. And then, all right, let's look at our 40-man, see if there's anybody here that we're not interested in, and then we can go back and make some changes. So Tawa, Siri. Tawa hit okay last year. Looks like a decent backup outfielder. That with the 32-year-old catcher. I was looking at, who was I looking at? It was Blake Rivera. Wasn't good last year. I don't really need another pitcher. Benny Montgomery. Meh. He looks alright, but fielding ratings. Got any good catchers in here? Logan Tanner, high work ethic. Looks alright. Jake Rogers, a 21-year-old catcher. ratings are going the wrong direction. Although his potential, he was a 75 at one point. He's not bad. Cam Gallagher, 35 years old. Lastris looks okay. His ratings have been going the right direction. Yeah, let's take a run at Lastris. Not our pick. Now I'll take a run at Lastris. All right. So that is the Rule 5. I think we did pretty well there. Pick up a Ty Goldner to be our starting shortstop. He's got the range. Even if he drops to a 65, I mean, OSA thinks he's a better fielder. Like, I don't care about his bat at all. I'm concerned about his glove, and that's a pretty good glove. Max Muncy was sort of the high profile option. He had 44 home runs last year in AAA. He'll be our starting second baseman. Yasser Mercedes can replace Jose Siri out in center, hopefully. He's got the glove for it. The bat looks pretty good. Then we start getting into fan interest picks with Max Meyer. Although the extreme ground ball from Meyer, I love. He's got a couple of good pitches. Plesac was strictly a fan interest pick, but we can find a home for him. And then last year is just to improve our catching situation. 60 ability, which is better than most of what we've been running out there. So let's get to international scouting. We got to find all those players again. Was one I don't even remember, honestly, so I'm just gonna invite the players that look good. Ramirez looks okay. Only wants 950K. Oops, it's not what I wanted to do. Invite to training. Getting beeps all over the place. My phone is beeping. My computer is beeping at me. I'm not a popular guy. Pitchers. Rosco Olmeida. Rojas. Maldonado. Shore. Von Vantasel. Yep. That'll work. All right. Scouting, international, and run practice. Cool, they're all still there. All right, now we just got to get up to international amateurs. We'll do international amateurs, then I'll pause real quick. I'll come back. I'll set our lineups, and we'll start simming. All right, that's the plan. Start simming. Oh, I got to stop before we get to January 15th, though, and run the training once more for the international players. Let's go ahead and pause. Pause before it gets to January 15th. Pause. Thank you. I was worried that it wasn't going to do it. International, run practice. Cool. All right, now we can get to international amateurs. So we've got some pieces. I don't know if this is the year or not, but I think we've got some pieces. All right, so we have 5.7 available. So we have the max available. Orozco I like, but that changeup never develops. He only wants 1.1. League interest is very high. Maldonado is not as good a pitcher, but wants 160 grand. Let's look at hitters. We might be able to take a shot at a couple of players in this draft. Like, I might go after someone like Alejandro Ramirez because league interest is only average. Because if you go after someone like Montes, I wouldn't go after, honestly. And I probably wouldn't go after Catfish Brother either. I don't like the defense. I don't like the personality. Solorio I would go after. Salazar's not a shortstop. He's a second baseman, but those are okay. Second base ratings are not great. He's more of a left fielder with these ratings. Get Solorio. Let's go after Solorio at 1.1. Let's offer him 3.5. That leaves us with 2.2. Is that going to be it's not going to be enough for a Roscoe, but we can try it. We can try it and see what we see. My guess is it's not going to be enough for either. So we're going to have to pick one and then maybe back off on the other. All right, so we signed Solorio. That's fine to the, what was it, 2.2? That's fine. That's a really good bat. He's probably a left fielder. But that's fine. So we're not going to get a Roscoe, so we do need to take a step back here. Maybe we go after both Rojas and Maldonado. Offer them both $1 million. See if that gets it done on both ends. We still have a little, that'll still leave us with a tiny bit of money to negotiate with both of them. Trade proposal, I'm good, thank you. So Rojas and Maldonado. Preseason's tomorrow, we should get a bump. Yep, raised our team budget to $160 million. Not that we can do anything with that, but it at least puts us, I think, in the yeah, we're at least positive here with some money for this year. I want to go to free agents because it shows the offers down there. All right, so they both are gone. They're both gone, which means I think we probably signed them both. Yep, there's Rojas, there's Maldonado. Cool. So we pick up 3 players in this draft. We get the 16-year-old Daniel Solorio, left-handed left fielder with some pop. And then we get a couple of pretty good starters. You got Luis Rojas, he's only 17, but he has the high work ethic, not sitting on one of those changeups that won't develop. And then Maldonado is, but he also has 3 pretty well-developed pitches already for a 17-year-old. So I think that's a pretty good haul for international amateurs, or international free agents, rather. And that's going to be it for this segment. I'm just going to quickly sim ahead up to the start of the regular season, and then we will get to Simmons. I'll be back in just a sec. All right, we're back. It is almost opening day, and you can see we were bad. We were 9-16 in spring training, but I don't care about spring training. I care about the regular season. So we're going to go Quaystad, Little, Edgel, Sarantola, who got a stuff bump in the offseason up to a 70 now with the ground ball pitcher, and Lane Henderson, who doesn't have the stamina, but everything else, he has the kind of the prerequisites for being a starter. So we're going to run with those guys. Let's go ahead and bump the pitch counts up for everybody. Questad's going to pitch opening day for us. We have 21 pitchers on our roster. We got to get that down to 13. How are we going to do that? So Fleming, Martinez, Joswiak, Lucas. I think, will they all go down? Joswiak won't. That's fine. It's 55, 55, 55. It makes more sense to send Hernandez down, honestly. Gotta find a home for Plesac. We gotta send 4 pitchers down still, huh? Austin Charles isn't a pitcher. We gotta send 3 more pitchers down. Battenfield, he has to be DFA'd. That's fine. He has 55, 50, 60. I like that. Lonsway was a Rule 5 guy Yeah, he was really good 2 years ago. Or really good 3 years ago, terrible 2 years ago. Spent all of last year in AAA. Can he go down? He can. So we got to send 1 more down. And it really should be Plesac, but I think it's going to be Joswiak. I can't imagine anybody claims him. If someone does, someone does. It's not the end of the world. All right, so Klein is going to continue to be our closer. And it's got Mendieta and Mendez as our setup guys. That I don't know about. Let's do this. Use more often, use more often. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of need to have him as a specialist too. Please sack, avoid high leverage. Cantorino, middle relief. Or long relief and middle relief. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that, I guess. See how Edgel does. Stuff dropped to a 75, which isn't great. Let's slow that hook down. Yeah, small drop there in the stuff and control, but that's fine. Even if he ends up at 75, 75, 40, he's still lights out. We still have Quaystad Little behind him. All right, so now we're at 31. Means we have to send 5 hitters to the minors. We have 4 catchers on our team, so Sugaste and Tresh can both go down. His outfield rating dropped a bit. I think we're going to send Tawa down. So what's that put us at? 28? So we got to send 2 more down. It's not going to be Guzman. He's going to be our starting either second baseman or DH. We need the bat in the lineup. Number 3 prospect in baseball. It's time for him to get the call up. I think it's going to be Garcia. I think it's going to be Garcia because it's not what I wanted to do. Because Muncy is better. Well, they're both better offensively. Muncy and Guzman are both better offensively. Colmenares is probably the backup middle infielder this year. So is it going to be... Ooh, here's an interesting dilemma. Is it Vinny Pasquantino? He has the worst rating. His contact is better than Prado, but Prado's better defensively. He's got more pop in his bat, as does Carter Jensen. I think it's going to be Vinny Pasquantino. He refuses to be demoted. Well, I'm sure he does. We have $5 million for Vinny Pasquantino. Okay, so that's enough. So we can probably get more for Pasquantino. Can we get $10 million for Pasquantino? Wow, we can. Okay. I'll give you Hartman. Can we get 15 for Pasquantino and add Hartman? No, okay, so that's, what about 12.5? Is Hartman still on there? No. 11.5? There we go. All right, so we're going to trade Vinny Pasquantino, who's making $6 million this season, and Dylan Hartman, who's just a minor league filler. Fan interest is fair, so we shouldn't take a huge bump there. And we're going to get $11.5 million back from the Detroit Tigers. Cool. So that frees up a ton of money. So we can... I can't put any into scouting. Our draft budget's only $9 million, but that's fine. We've got the money to put into that now. All right, well, that was unexpected, but I think having Jensen and Prado as our first baseman makes sense, honestly. Clear all the lineups. All right, so let's clear the depth charts against righties. Bobby Witt is our number 3 hitter. Guzman, put him as our number 4 with that 70 power. We put him at second, or do we put him at DH? He's a better second baseman than Muncy, so I think he goes at second. We still don't really have a leadoff hitter. The game wants to put MJ Melendez there. I'm thinking about putting Muncy there, honestly. Where does he play, though? That's the problem. Left field? 45 range? That's not going to get it done. I mean, to be fair, Gentry only has. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna put Muncy in left, and then Prado can bat fourth and play DH or play first base. Melendez, what is MJ's number? 55, 60, 60, 40. 55, 60, 60, 40. I think we're going to do this just to split it up a bit. Have Melendez lead off and go lefty, righty, righty, lefty, righty, like that. So we need DH, center field, shortstop, and catcher. So that means Carter Jensen is our DH. Is Lastris our starting catcher? He's got more of a bat. I think he's definitely our starter against lefties. We'll go Hunt as our starter against righties. Do we want to give Mercedes a chance? He can't really hit lefties. I think we'll go Jose Siri in center. Oh, Siri can't hit righties either. Ugh. He's a 65 defensively. Let's go with Mercedes because he's a 60. It's not that big of a drop-off. It's more of a corner outfielder, but that's okay. And then a Ty Goldner will be our... So center field, catcher, and shortstop, we have absolutely no power or no hitting ability whatsoever, but I am fine with that. Or at least fine with that right now, given our team. I want to switch things up, I think, here against... Let's get Gentry out there in left. Muncy will be the DH. Lastris was going to start at catcher. I don't think we want to leave... Yeah, 35, avoid K. I think we put Muncy in the leadoff spot. Prado can stay where he is, batting cleanup. And I think we're good with that. I want to do that, though. I want to do that, yeah. All right, there's our lineup. So Max Muncy, Diego Guzman, Bobby Witt, Nick Prado, Tyler Gentry, MJ Melendez, Yasser Mercedes, Rene Lastris, Ty Goldner against lefties. Melendez, Guzman, Witt, Prado, Muncy, Jensen, Mercedes, Blake Hunt, and Ty Goldner against righties. So we got a couple of decent bats in the lineup this year. Guzman and Witt are going to be pretty solid. I like the Max Muncy pickup. I think that bat will play well, especially against lefties. And we gave ourselves an extra $18 million after trading Pasquantino. So our finish at a 62, getting the season started. So let's get up to opening day and see where it thinks we're going to land. And I'll come back at the draft. All right. Top 100 prospects. Guzman is fourth. Solorio, who is one of the guys we picked up in internationals this year, is eighth. Owner expectations, close to an even record. I can probably do that. All right. So I am going to go ahead and set my minor leagues. We'll just do it that way at first, and I'll kind of scroll through and make sure that everybody is where I want them to be. And then I'm going to start simming, and I will see you guys at the draft. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. It is draft day, and look at this. Your Kansas City Royals are 45 and 45, 90 games into the season. We currently sit in the third wild card spot. Our pitching staff is so good. Our starting pitching staff is so good that it's making up for the fact that everything else is just awful. Chris Edgel, our first-round pick a year ago, 8-4, on pace for 7.5 WAR as a rookie. We brought up Murphy Brooks, who was our first-round pick back in 2025 because Sarantola got hurt, and he's come up, and he's done a great job. So we're just going to leave him in the rotation. Sarantola came back, moved Lane Hernandez into the bullpen where he's probably better served, honestly. Yeah, our starting pitching's been fantastic. Even Little has been slightly below average, but is still on pace for 3.5 WAR. Our starting pitching's been great. Our offense has been a bit of a mess. I've been messing around with it because our fielding was awful. We were like last in the American League in fielding. So I moved some stuff around. I called up Darvin Cruz from Double A, just because he has 65 outfield range and in limited playing time, he's putting up a positive zone rating and positive efficiency. So he may stay in center field for us. But offensively, yeah, see, Diego Guzman's playing really good at second base as well. He's on pace for 5.5 WARs a rookie. He's been good. Siri's been good in center. Ty Golder's been good at shortstop, and that's about where it ends. Whit's been slightly above average, but yeah, Muncy and Melendez in our corner outfield positions were awful. So I made the decision to take one of them out. You can see I've got Mercedes playing right, Melendez playing left, Cruz playing center, and then against lefties, we've got Siri in center, Melendez in left, and Mercedes in right. So it hasn't been good defensively, but we've got some players who are playing pretty well from just a hitting standpoint. Guzman's been our only. I mean, Mercedes has actually been pretty good too. Now that I look at it, he's actually been quite good, putting up an 800 OPS. Lastris is hitting pretty well as a backup, but Bobby Witt's been bad. Carter Jensen's given us some power, but that's about it. So offensively, we are atrocious. You like Jose Siri's OPS plus of 1. So yeah, we're not there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. I think the pitching is finally in a spot where we can say we have a competitive, a playoff caliber pitching staff. Now we just got to figure out the offense. We got Witt, we got Guzman, but that's about it. We've got some players who are just not there yet. Aiden Miller's probably the next in line. He is not ready. He's not hit. I mean, he's putting up an 800 OPS, so he's hitting for some pop. But yeah, he's not ready yet. Madugno's not ready yet. Maltman's not ready yet. They're all third basemen. None of them are ready. Batanti, another first baseman, he's not ready. And then we have a bunch of shortstops that aren't ready. Yeah, so offense, we're still going to be a bit a ways away, unless we get lucky here in the draft like we did last season with Edger. So let's just go ahead and get to our first pick and see what is available. I think we're finally at a point now where I would feel content taking somebody who is a little bit older, but maybe not quite as good, to fill some spots of need, right? Like, I don't know what Chris Rivas looks like. Yeah, I mean, if Rivas was developed already and he could be up next season, he might be somebody I take. He's a 20 overall, but he's pretty well developed for an 18-year-old. Nickname of Mumbles. That's not bad. Pretty good center field range. I mean, he's not anywhere close to ready, but oh, he's really good. I like that defense. If he's there with the second round, we might take him. I'm afraid to look at pitchers because I'm afraid there's going to be somebody there that I won't be able to pass up. Eddie Griffin, not the comedian. He's not bad. Dave Kaczynski, no. Michael White looks pretty good. I like that defense. I'm leaning towards just going Tim Cook. But let's see what they have for pitchers. And yeah, how did I know this was going to be a thing again? I don't know how we can pass these guys up. I really don't. I don't know how we can pass. I mean, Lawler isn't ready yet. The control isn't there. But, I mean, Mazzell is there next year. And we got to take Amari Mazzell, right? The lefty. He's a sidearm pitcher. That's going to be an issue. Abraham Ryan Stackhouse. Interesting. Ooh. Okay. Ground ball over the top, power pitcher. He's, yeah, I mean, Mazzell. The the issue becomes having an elite pitching staff is great, but there's got to be some offense behind it. If I were playing this normally and this wasn't a draft only, Mazzell would be the pick and I wouldn't think twice about it. I think I need to go heavy offense in this draft and just do it. I think we're going to go Tim Cook. They think we should take Stent to the catcher. He's not really a catcher, though. I'm going to take Cook. It's killing me because I know both of those pitchers are just elite, and yeah, everybody's gone. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. We got to go heavy into the offense in this draft. I think we just have to. A lot of these players with high contact, high gap, low power, low eye. I like Ibarra. He kind of flies in the face of that and does everything pretty well from an offensive perspective. He's a left fielder with those ratings, but that's okay. I think we might take that outfielder. Actually, I was looking at Juan Romero. He looks pretty good. Way off. Only 17 years old, but kind of going down the power column looking for players who have green power and then green or blue for some of these other categories. I guess I could have just done it this way, but top three are all catchers. That's interesting. I think we're going to go with Ernesto Ibarra. Again, still a ways off. All right, Josh Oldham. It's terrible defensively. Kind of scarred by the defense, right? Like the way our offense has performed so far. Sean Gamble, I like. Excuse me. High work ethic. He's pretty well developed. He could probably be with the team next season. Could play all over the diamond. Could play out in left field with that range. Yep. That's a player. That's the kind of player we need to be looking for in rounds 3 and 4. Maybe not huge impact. I think here we can take Romero. Maybe not elite impact type players, but players who can help us next year or the year after or whatever. Like, because I think we're close enough now to start thinking about, next year or thinking about the year after next rather than going, all right, we need to draft players for, 4 or 5 years down the road. Oh, excuse me. Fielding ratings. I am recovering from a migraine. I I got absolutely steamrolled by a migraine a couple of days ago, and today is the first day since Tuesday where I've kind of felt like myself. So I'm going to take Eric Johnson. I like the catcher ability. Bat looks good enough. So yeah, today's the first day in like 3 days where I felt somewhat normal. I've literally been working from bed for the last 3 days. Alexis Valenzuela, 18, high work ethic, good defense. Yep. David Bautista, really? Go baseball rat. Kevin Day is 23 years old. I'll take that. We haven't taken a single pitcher, and I did that intentionally. Oh, Bobby Spangler. Here we go, 21-year-old knuckleballer. This one is for you. You know who you are. My good friend Josh. You take the knuckleballer. See how he develops. Ooh. I love the pitch combination, but I don't love the movement. If he had a high workout, we're going to take him anyway. Why not? He's 18 years old. Who the hell knows? All right. Bunch of high work ethic guys, which we love. Greg Gregorich. His parents should be slapped around a little bit. He's got a changeup that won't develop, otherwise I would have taken him. Changeup that won't develop, otherwise I would take him. I'm not going to say it, but you can see it. A lot of pitchers in that 60 to 60, 50 to 60 range with their pitches. Rob Curry, I can take him. Batting potential. What do we got? Do we have any pitchers that are hitters? Not really. So yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. Jeremy Baffert, will take him. I literally have been going for. I'll work for like an hour, and then I'll just get tired, and I'll have to lay down. And then I'll work for an hour, then I'll get tired, and I'll have to lay down. That's just what I've been doing for the last like 3 days. Many of you suffer from migraines. I apologize. They are absolutely brutal. But I'm feeling okay today, so I want to get some recording in while I can. Sandlin looks all right. Bit of a surprise he's fallen this far, but I'll take him. Let's just find some high work ethic guys who maybe have like one discernible skill. Like Chris Breeden has the batting eye. The eye and discipline, the avoid K. Wilson Gonzalez. Sure, Josh Gibson. He's good enough defensively to be a corner. He's never going to hit enough, but maybe he will. Maybe TCR grabs a hold of him at age 23 or something. Gonzalez was somebody I've looked at a couple of times, so we'll just take him there. Lancer, sure, he's got some power. What do we got here? John Pope. Yeah, he doesn't have a position, but maybe the bat is enough to carry him. Schlod. Dave Schlod. I'm not going to take him because I don't like saying his name. I am, however, going to take Caden Sheffield. And then we should have one pick left. I'm going to let the AI make that last pick because I'm nice like that. All right. So probably should have gone with that pitcher. That's the reality. But we have the money. I mean, money's not an issue this year, but I feel like we need to start filling the coffers with some bats, or we're going to be just sort of treading water here with a great pitching staff that eventually we can't afford because we haven't made the playoffs and we can't advance, so we don't get any bumps in fan interest or anything like that. So take Tim Cook with our top pick. Looks like he could be a really good top of the order hitter, maybe number 2 hitter with that contact and gap power. The avoid Ks, I mean, assuming everything develops the way it should. Ground ball hitter, which isn't great, but he's good defensively, has some good speed. So yeah, I'm not thrilled about it, but again, I got to make decisions based off what's best for the big league club right now, which is a weird thing to do when playing a baseball game. But Ibarra is our number 2 pick. Looks pretty good, but he's still a few ways off. Gamble very well could be with the team next year as a start. Really, could be our starting left fielder. Is the reality with that range. As long as the bat can be a hit, as long as he can hit enough. Juan Romero's a long way off, but potential shortstop. And then Eric Johnson, good defensive catcher. So that's our draft. So that's it for now. So I guess I just sim ahead to the end of the regular season and hope that we're still in the playoff race and hope that we get our first playoff games here in this episode. So keep your fingers crossed, and I'll see you at the end of the season. All right, guys, we're back, and we came up short. We finished 79 and 83. Our worst month of the year was September. We went 8 and 19. We bookended a really good May, June, July, and August with 2 really bad months in April and September. 18 and 35. Those 2 months really kept us from making a run. We were 6 games over 500 going into the final month of the season, and it just fell apart. We finished 79 and 83. But we got our pitching staff sorted out. That's the reality of it. Chris Edgell led the American League in ERA, led the American League in home runs allowed per 9, and led the American League in WAR. I don't know if it's considered his rookie campaign because he pitched in 13 games a year ago, but he was fantastic. Dylan Quaystad led the American League in wins, which was crazy because he was 0-5, I want to say, at one point. Yeah, he was 0-5 before he won his first game. So he went 17-4 in his final 21 decisions. But yeah, our pitching staff is set. We could use our bullpen wasn't great. So I'm hoping maybe we either get some bumps from some of the younger players that we have, like Mendez is only 24, Mendieta is only 24, Hernandez is 27, Ferrer is now 28, Lane Henderson's getting up there in age, Will Klein's only 28. So we still got some pieces in the bullpen that overall I think are fine. But we'll use the Rule 5 to our advantage next year as well. But yeah, Edgell, Quaystad, and Christian Little all struck out more than 200 batters. Sarantola was fine. He got hurt, but our pitching was great. Murphy Brooks is going to be a starter next season as well. He put up a 2.5 ERA. So our top 4 pitchers, really our rotation is amongst the best in baseball now at this point. Offensively, it's a grind. Diego Guzman was everything we needed him to be. Hit 31 home runs, put up a 122 OPS, 5.5 WAR, was really good defensively. He's likely to be the Rookie of the Year and hopefully our middle of the bat lineup for a year to come. Yasser Mercedes has been our best Rule 5 pick so far. Put up a 110 OPS plus, 2.5 WAR, stole 25 bases. Was once we stuck him in right field where he belonged, he was above average. Bobby Witt had his worst season. By far, he's down to 2 WAR. The batting ratings are starting to dip as well, but he signed up for the long term. So we got what, 6 more years after this at $35 million. Blake Hunt, yeah, I mean it wasn't good. Lastris was fine. I mean our catching situation was fine. I mean 13 home runs, 50 RBIs, 220 batting average, 2 WAR. I mean I got no problem with that. Prado's contract is up after this year, and we currently have no money for extensions. I'm hoping that there will be money in terms of a new budget when we get into next year, given the success we had this year. He wants 4 years at 10. We can't afford that. So yeah, his contract is up. We may have to be looking for a replacement for him. Although that replacement may just be Carter Jensen, who did hit 25 home runs last year, or this year, I guess, but wasn't particularly good. I expect more out of Max Muncy, honestly. Granted, he was a Rule 5 guy. I get it. He was league average with the bat, but he had 44 home runs a year ago in AAA. So I'm hoping for more out of him as we go forward. Maybe he's the answer for Prado. But I would like to bring Nick back because we don't have the offense. So giving up offense is not something I'm keen on doing. Darvin Cruz, I brought him up for his defense. And he was slightly below average. So yeah, we're not good offensively. I just question how good our pitching staff is going to need to be to overcome what we're dealing with offensively. From a prospect perspective, we don't have anybody in AAA. Aiden Miller was not good in AA this year, so he's probably going to have to repeat AA. Caminiti, I just moved to a full-time bat. But he's not ready either. Madugno's not ready. So, yeah, I mean, I have to hope that there's some improvement out of these guys in the offseason because we're not there offensively. I don't know that we can win with what we have currently sitting in our lineup. We'll see. Cook was our top pick. And he had 159 in rookie ball this year. I mean, he's only 18, but he has a 40 contact already, so I guess I expected more there. Christian Rowe was our 4th-round pick a year ago. He hit last year. Yeah, I don't know. I have to hope that there's a TCR bump on one of our bats because if Bobby Witt was Bobby Witt from last year, or really from any of these years since we took over, and isn't Bobby Witt from last year, we can get by, I think, with Guzman, Witt, and then, work around them with some defense and some speed and that sort of thing. But if Bobby Witt's going to give us 2 WAR, it's not going to happen. If he's going to give us 88 OPS, it's not going to happen. So, but we're getting there. We were 6 games over 500 when we got into September, so I am pleased. Yeah, I'm pleased, but it's going to start to get expensive here over the next couple of seasons. You see, where's our first? Quaystad in 2 seasons, $12.5 million. Christian Little, $7 million. Klein, 4. Carter Jensen, 5. Guzman, 8.8. So it's going to start to get expensive really quickly. You see here we jump next year from 86 to 126 to 164. So it's going to start to get expensive really fast. So we need to start winning next season. The good news is that, we come out of this season with a fan interest of 52, which is brutal, given we went into it 63, and I was hoping with a positive win season that we would continue to grow that fan interest. But looks like we'll have some Rule 5 shenanigans next year as well. But at any rate, that is our season. We are done. We finished 79 and 83. It was our best finish so far. Our pitching staff is good to go. We just don't need to make any changes to our starting rotation. We got to hope that our offense picks it up, though. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Not sure what we could do, right? It's just Rule 5 and hope that we get TCR out of some of our draft picks. So I will talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.